welcome to TJD, episode 59. We watched Requiem for a Dream.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Yes, the 2000 film from Lionsgate, right? That's who I thought.
Artisan?
And Artisan, but I think it's Lionsgate as well. Jake, this was your pick. Do you want to give us the rundown of this horribly depressing movie?
Yeah, so Requiem for a Dream is about kind of four people in Coney Island that all have different, well, not always different, but they all have addictions of some kind or another. And it's about kind of their plunge into addiction and how it changes all of them and how it changes, you know, the people around them too. But I guess that would be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless we want to go into, like, each character, like, what they're after.
I think we will get into it, so
okay.
I'm not too worried about it. There are four main characters, like you said. The name, I know one is Tyrone, played by Marlon Wayans. I was saying his name right the whole day, and then I get in here and I say Damon, but no, Marlon Wayans. Then you have Jared Leto playing Harry.
Mm-hmm.
You have Jennifer Connelly playing Marion. Yep.
Maid Marian.
Mm-hmm. And then you have
Ellen Burstyn playing Sarah,
who is Harry's mother.
Yes.
Or grandmother.
No, mother.
No, it's mother.
Okay, because at the end she says my grandson, and so that's why I was confused.
She always wanted a grandson. She kept asking him.
That's true. I don't know. I didn't know if it was a slip up in the writing or if like she just it was kind of an Aunt May type of situation.
I don't think she said grandson.
Yeah, she did.
Really? Does. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When she was, I think, at the TV station before the cops showed up.
Well, she was on the stage too.
Okay.
And she said, "I want to welcome my very successful son Harry and his grandson."
Mm-hmm. I thought she said grandson Harry, and that's why I got confused. But I don't know. I could have misheard it.
Completely irrelevant.
Yep. Hey, if we didn't focus on stuff that wasn't important, what kind of pod would we be?
A better pod.
Oh, well, shit. It's debatable.
There's that Asian ghost. She's like, you should change your name to Minute Details Podcast. That was a racist impression, wasn't it? Sorry, it didn't dawn on me till halfway through. It sounded like Ty's Tommy Wiseau impression.
Yes.
You don't have to do that. The best impression that's ever been on this show.
I wouldn't say that.
It's pretty fucking good. Especially since, like, towards the end, you're like, oh, God. Oh, that's hands down my favorite impression.
Well, Tommy Wiseau has nothing to do with this film.
That's true.
I'm gonna say the main four leads are very good.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, it plays a great heroin addict who is actually really intelligent though. Like he plans out this whole thing of them scoring this higher level heroin and selling it off to make a shit ton of money, which they do in a few months. And he plays it very well, and he's even able to fight like his urges for addiction. But he seems to kind of be it's like saying he's the smartest drug dealer or drug addict. Whereas then you have Marlon Wayans, who he kind of just is a pusher for him. Mm-hmm. He wants the money, but he also wants to get high. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't have the thought processes that...
But he's not a junkie.
No, he's not a junkie, but he doesn't have the mental thought processes that Jared Leto's character has, Harry. And then Jennifer Connelly is, like, supposed to be a talented designer.
Fashion designer, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And actually, she ended up making most of her clothes for this movie. So I guess that could tell you that if you believe the actress was the character, then yeah, she actually was talented. But she has a real issue and will do anything to score drugs.
She is a junkie.
She is a junkie.
That's born on the definition.
And then whenever she can't get what she wants, she blames others.
Right.
Or when she does get what she wants, she still blames others.
More importantly, she blames Harry for her problems, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
I can't recall another person that she bitched at.
It was usually him. Because, like, the first like, time they get into it, really, is when she's having withdrawals in the middle of the night and wrestling around.
Mm-hmm.
She gets up. She wants to shoot up. Harry doesn't want to shoot up. He's like, no, like, we need to save it.
Because we don't know when we're going to get the next.
Right. And she goes, come on, why don't we do it? So they do it. And then the next day, she's giving him shit about, well, you didn't have to get off. You know, we could be doing it now. You didn't have to do it with me. And he's like, well, I'm not going to let you do it and not do it too. Like, yeah, she liked to point the finger.
And she's like, just don't point it all at me. Don't
Right.
point all the blame at me. And it's like, well, it is your fault.
Well, that's what's set. I think the movie, like, I'd say another pro. Well, I won't even say that yet. I wanted to go into Ellen Burstyn in this movie is so fucking incredible. Like, that scene where Harry goes over and realizes that she's on speed, basically. And she says, I'm an old woman. Like, you know, what motivation do I have to make the bed? Like, you're not here. Your father's not here. And, like, that fucking...
There was an interesting tidbit I read about that. That one of the cameramen let the camera drift during that scene. And he got yelled at. And he goes... I was crying. He was so emotionally touched by her acting that he was fogging up the lens with his tears, and so then that's actually the take.
It drifts off center.
That's the take they leave in the film.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. She's like, I'm here all alone by myself. No one comes to visit me.
For me, honestly, that's where the tone of this film went from kind of like, oh, hey, you know, they're kind of like lovable losers, and you know, they're doing stuff to, like, this film's about ready to hit, like, a fucking wall.
Yeah. There's a definite tipping point in this movie.
To me, it was that point right there was like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
This film is about to go off the rails.
Well, Jared Leto starts to see, like, his own mom has succumbed to this addiction. And she won't listen to reason, most like people that have addictions.
Right.
Want to listen to reason.
He seems to use more to cover up emotions he's feeling. Because, like, right when he leaves after that scene with his mom, he cries in the car. He shoots up to make it go away.
Yep.
Later on, Marion's out fucking, you know, her therapist, and he's imagining it. Like, he sees it on the television. He shoots up, it goes away. Like, he uses it as a crutch more than anything. Marion just uses it because she has to. She's just so addicted to it that she can't function without it.
Nope.
To the point that she'll do anything to get it.
Which you see.
And I think Marlon's just kind of... I think Marlon's trying to fill a void that his mom left. Because, like, they show his mom a lot. Like, I think he's bothered by something with his mom.
I think he feels like he's let her down because he always, like, one of those scenes you see, he says, you know, I'm going to make it. I told you I'm going to make it. I'm not, you know, and she's like, you don't need to do anything but love your mother.
Yep.
So.
And he kind of has this look on his face like it's fucking with him. Like he's in the middle of, you know, having sex at the time, but...
Yeah. Who doesn't think about their mother when they're having sex?
I don't.
Oh, I don't either. I'm just...
I was gonna say Twizzlers, but that only a couple people would get that. I'm gonna have to cut that.
Wait.
I would never live it down. You are correct. That's not normal. You shouldn't do that.
Oh, and if you are, you're probably Norman Bates.
I was just gonna say it. Oh, shit. Boy's best friend is his mother.
Is that true?
No.
No.
Well, No.
If you're Norman Bates.
Well, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, who else? What other famous characters are like connected to their mother? Oh, Bobby Boucher.
He loves his mama.
Yeah, he does. His mama told him about alligators.
They're mad because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Yep.
Well, mama's wrong again.
No, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders.
God.
I never thought that the water boy would come up.
That's a 10.
Waterboy's a 10.
No.
9.8.
Although back when it came out, I probably would have given it a 10.
Just like MacGruber's a 9.9.
Yeah. Just exactly like that. Except Ty hasn't grown out of that stage yet.
Nope.
Oh.
Hey, at least Grown Ups is like a 4 to me, so.
Fair enough.
I would agree.
So back to the acting.
It's phenomenal.
I think Ellen Burstyn was great. Mm-hmm. Jennifer Connelly is very good.
Yeah. There really isn't a weak part in this film.
Makes me wish Marlon would have done some more serious stuff.
I know, right? I was thinking through what he did pretty much either a little before this film or after this film. He's pretty much done either spoofs or just stupid comedies or G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah, he was in G.I. Joe, wasn't he?
Yep.
How was he in that?
I actually thought he was fine. He was a good comedic humor next to Channing Tatum. I thought they worked well together, but
I can only think they made like so much off Scary Movie that they kind of can just do whatever. Mm-hmm. So maybe he just doesn't really.
I mean, he did try going back, I think, a little bit when he did the Lady Killers with Tom Hanks. But because wasn't that supposed to be like, it was a comedy, but it was supposed to be like a black or a dark comedy or something like that.
It was a remake, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I heard not good things about it.
Yeah, I never saw it.
But
I thought he was good in this, though.
No, he was very good. I mean, he also had the Wayans Brother TV show. Mm-hmm. Did you guys ever watch that?
You talking about In Living Color?
No, the Wayans Brothers.
Oh, no.
It was on WB.
No.
Like, they ran like a Subway newspaper stand.
I watched a shit ton of In Living Color, though.
Well, I loved In Living Color, but wasn't that their dad and uncle who, like, they didn't come on until, like, the later seasons, I thought.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Jim Carrey was running that shit.
Yes, he was. The one white guy.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Yep.
Good times.
But I tell Ellen Burstyn, she won an Academy Award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role.
Good. Earned it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think this is the only film that Marlon Wayans ever was nominated for.
For an Academy Award?
Well, not an Oscar.
Oh, just any award?
Any award. That wasn't a Razzie.
Really?
Like, an actual, like, good award. Let me see. I know I've seen it, but not that award. It was nothing great, but it was like a Spirit Award or something like that. One of those off-brand ones.
A Spirit Award?
Yep.
Spirit Awards are pretty well known.
Oh, I thought you were joking. I don't know. I don't know shit about awards.
Oh. No, like an Independent Spirit Award?
I thought so, but here, I'm trying to look through. It's called Independent Spirit. I'm not seeing it there. Here, let's see. Marlon Wayans.
I'll give another pro.
Yeah, go ahead.
The music.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree.
Like it sets a tone. It's very situational, but when you get it, and they always have that. They have that iconic. What was that song you're saying it was?
Lux Eterna.
Yeah, Lux Eterna that they use on car commercials and it's been done to death a bajillion times, but it
Movie
originated.
trailers and everything.
It originated here. Mm-hmm. And it's fucking great.
I think it was done by the Kronos Quartet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's very familiar. Anyone who heard it would be like, "Oh yeah, I know that."
It's iconic. You would definitely know.
If you lived through the 2000s, you know this music. Yeah, it definitely adds a lot of emotional punch to everything that's happening. Not that, like, the thing is, the movie doesn't need it, but it just heightens it that much more. Like, this movie's gonna break you down, like, anyway.
I could feel myself crumble watching this movie.
It's not like a Saturday morning watch.
No.
Like, you prepared to watch this movie.
Yeah, you need to be in the right state of mind to watch this thing.
Because, yeah, you don't want to get surprised by this. I was surprised by this. Back when I first saw it, I think it was on HBO one night, and I would have been... How old was I in 2000? 11 or 12?
11 or 12.
Yeah.
Oh, you were born 89?
Yeah.
You would have been 10 or 11.
Yeah, so imagine...
No wonder that you're the way you are, Jake.
I never touched heroin, though. Never touched heroin.
You done good, kid.
So you never played as Link?
What?
Because he has to save Zelda, who's a heroine.
Oh. Do you want that left in the pod?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I make so many bad jokes. You think I give a shit?
No.
Alright.
No.
This man has no shame.
I don't. By the way, he got nominated for some like, not a Spirit Award, but other, like, a Black Reel Award and I can't even pronounce it. It's CHOR. I don't even want to try to pronounce it because I'll just terribly.
Let me see.
Okay.
They're called words, Ty. You put the letters together, form words.
Your mom forms words with her mouth.
Usually.
Oh.
How does one talk? Words.
Oh! Clotrudis. A Clotrudis award.
What is that?
I don't know. Some off-brand shit.
But he was originally supposed to play Robin in Batman Forever.
Batman Forever.
Yeah.
The one.
So it was still Val Kilmer.
Yes, but it would have been Marlon Wayans, and
You
Billy
mean-
D. Williams would have been Two-Face. Because when Tim Burton was still originally supposed to direct,
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
but then he dropped out, and so then Joel Schumacher came in. He didn't like Marlon, so he dropped him and Billy had Warner Brothers buy out Billy D. Williams' contract so that they were able to get Tommy Lee Jones, who hated Joel Schumacher.
Because he's so flamboyant. We're making a Batman. You're all sparkly.
He's gonna have nipples.
He's just Rick Taylor.
He's gonna get drive-through.
Val Kilmer was just like, fuck my life.
He was.
I finally get to be Batman.
He was.
Now Tim Burton's gone. God, Tim Burton should go get Val Kilmer right now to be Batman. He's all fat and shit. I actually like Val Kilmer.
There was a show that Warwick Davis did, and he had Val Kilmer show up in it for an episode. And he goes to his office, and he's like, here, put on the mask and come in. And so he has a Batman mask on, and he walks in, and he goes, talking to his secretary, he's like, you know who this is? And she's like, Michael Keaton? No, I worked with him in a movie, because they were in Willow together. And she's like, George Clooney.
Names every Batman.
Yeah, Val Kilmer. He's like, just take it off. And then he takes it off. She goes,
Who's that?
yeah.
Yeah. I think I've seen that clip. Was it Extras?
Yeah, it might have been something like that. Yeah, because it was, I think, what's this guy from the name from The Office? The original Office. What's his name?
Ricky Gervais.
He, I think, was the producer on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was Extras.
Yeah.
So,
Requiem.
yeah, we're a little. I got a pro.
Okay.
This movie portrays drug use in a very realistic way. I don't think it glorifies it at all.
It starts out like fantastical, and then because the way that they're making money, they're even looking at a shop to open up for her dress designs. but things go south fast, and it turns into the realism that is addiction or just the drug life itself.
In such a short course of time, too.
Months.
Yeah.
A month. Going from summer to fall literally changes everything.
Yeah. And it also doesn't shy away from... I guess it doesn't pretend that drugs won't make you feel good.
No.
Like, everybody that's doing everything in this movie, you're shooting up or doing cocaine or whatever, like, it'll make you feel good, but you'll chase that feeling forever. Like, that's what it is. So it really... I just think it's one of the better movies to show what chasing that's going to be like and what it can do to you. Like the consequences of,
And I even love it, like, even though, like, Sarah wasn't, like, using hard drugs, she wasn't using heroin or doing coke, but she was popping pills.
Right.
She called her doctor and she goes, "What's wrong with these pills? Like, I don't feel the same. Like, this doesn't have the same effect."
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "Well, your body's just acclimated to it. Like, just keep taking them."
Right.
And he was a terrible doctor.
Yeah.
Being honest. He was an awful doctor.
No, he was.
He didn't look. He didn't pay attention. Like,
No.
when she goes towards the end and is saying, like, the refrigerator, like, that should... Anyone with common sense would be like, whoa, like...
What's your refrigerator doing?
Maybe we should get you off of these?
Yeah, obviously you're not all there. Something has gone wrong. But
it's when you do the placebo effect.
He literally tells her, fill this prescription and
make another appointment a week.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, that's fucked.
So she just completely mentally unravels. Like, it's not even about food anymore. Like, she doesn't... It's like she's schizophrenic. Like, she can't distinguish what's real life and what's imaginary anymore.
And what she wants it to be.
Dude, her breakdown, just, like, seeing her just, like, melt away, that's, like, one of the saddest things I've ever seen.
That was, honestly, of the four, that was the saddest one to me, was seeing her go through that. And I think it was more because of her speech, like I said. That part really stuck with me, and that, like, Jared Leto, by not taking care of himself and, his health.
Right.
Not to be mean, but he kind of got what he deserved. Marlon Wayans.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. And not living the right lifestyle like his mama just wanted him to. Yeah. He, kind of got what he deserved. And Jennifer Connelly, if she's willing to... She just showed how, like... it's going to sound bad, but kind of a deplorable person that she is by the acts she's willing to go through just to score.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really, the only person, like, I truly felt horrible for was the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was just trying to make herself look nice because she got built up to thinking something great was finally happening to her because she had lost her husband, her son doesn't visit, and
all these people care about her now, and she's the most popular girl in the...
Right. Sarah's the only one that gets roped into addiction
by being...
Well, she's innocent, basically. She did it for a good reason. She wanted to get healthier. She didn't like dieting. Fuck that telemarketer, too, by the way. That calls up and, hey, you're going to be on TV. Like, there's old people that probably buy into that shit.
Yeah. Elder abuse, man.
So you have that, she had that little seed planted, and she just kept trying to...
And the thing is, she didn't, like, I didn't understand the scam, because she didn't pay anything. So, like, what would be the use?
They don't really go into that. It's more so just like a thing of longing. Like, she want, all her friends know that she's going to be on TV, and that's really, like, her focal point, being so driven to do what she does.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really the whole reason she did any of it. Because that caused her to go, okay, I'd like to wear the red dress, and goes and tries to put it on, and hey, you need to lose a little bit of weight, and it ends with you addicted to drugs, like, but you don't know. I don't know. It does a good job of highlighting that even a doctor can give you something that will harm you and be addictive, just as addictive almost as you know, your heroin or your crack or whatever.
I like it because it shows it as being practical, like probably the most practical way of getting hooked on a substance.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to Jake earlier, and we were saying like this needs to be shown in schools.
Yeah, if I would have been shown this in high school, you know, rather than old episodes of Degrassi where a kid smokes a joint and jumps off a bridge, like...
What's Degrassi?
Really?
I literally saw 5 minutes
Have
of
you
a
heard of
Degrassi.
Yeah.
I saw 5 minutes of a Degrassi episode.
Yeah,
And Jay and Silent Bob showed up.
Oh, you watched like new Degrassi. No, I'm talking 80s Degrassi.
Oh.
How do we explain? It's like, they're like after school specials.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
With a bunch of kids that'll go do something.
So Saved by the Bell?
No, like, different. Like Saved by the Bell if they like drank for an episode or like smoked weed
it's these
or something.
kids getting into different situations and being like, hey, this is bad, don't do this.
But it's so over the top and unrealistic, like the punishment. Like I remember an episode where a kid smoked a joint and jumped off the bridge because he's like, I'm so high right now, and he gets on like the ledge. It was fucking hilarious. And he jumps off and he cripples himself and he can't play basketball anymore.
Was that Drake?
No, this was 80s.
Oh, sorry.
No one knew who Drake was.
This is basically like the later version of Reefer Madness.
Mm.
Yeah, kind of.
It could happen to you.
Yeah.
Or you.
I'm sure Reagan loved that show.
Yeah.
I thought they were Canadian.
Degrassi?
Yeah.
It might have been a Canadian show.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what they showed us, and I'm like, I want to go smoke a joint.
So I can jump off a bridge?
Well, because you know, like, kids aren't stupid.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
So, like, they would show this, like, the whole anti-drug thing when I was in school was fucking stupid, because, like, the teacher would throw on an old Degrassi and be like, watch this, and, like, everyone in the class is laughing, so the teacher has to be like, wow, this isn't effective. Like, why did nobody stop it? You know what I mean? Like, didn't they do any, like, studies? Like, hey, these kids are, like, doing crack because they think it's a joke now. Like, I thought it was a joke.
Well, they proved that Dare was a colossal failure.
Well, yeah, if they're showing you fucking Degrassi, like... But I agree, if they would have shown me this, it would have scared the shit out of me.
This kind of puts things in perspective. Like, I would never want to put a needle in my arm or shit.
Ugh.
Like, even you know, pills. Like, you know, you take pills when you're a kid, you know, to, I don't know, for, like, Tylenol or, you know, small stuff like that. But, like, this kind of puts it puts it all into perspective.
What are you putting in your body?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you really know? I love that scene where Jared Leto is talking to his mom, and he goes, do you even know what's in these pills? She goes, no, but he's a nice doctor.
Mm-hmm. Did it make you feel real good?
I can hear your teeth chattering over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That
Adderall will make you do that, too.
Yep.
I never had to deal with Adderall, so...
I won't lie, I did a lot of Adderall my senior year of high school. And it's very similar to what she does in this movie.
Now, was that by prescription?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know, so...
It was by whatever kid I could get some from. He's a doctor now.
Is he really?
No, that'd be fucked, wouldn't it?
She's a pilot.
He's my therapist now. We go do meth together. Watch Watership Down.
You're like, science, bitch. Do you get a nice Breaking Bad cameo?
Yeah. I'm the one who knocks off that liquor store to buy meth.
Jeez.
I get another pro. I'd say the directing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the cuts and stuff you see, like when they take drugs, you know when they've taken drugs. They do the syringe. They don't show like the needle going into the skin very often. I think you might see it once or twice in the whole movie, but usually it's like you see a plunger injecting something in. You see a pupil dilate. You see, I don't know,
something snorted out of like a dollar bill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
or the heroin cooking.
It's very methodical every time, and like they don't have to waste time. Somebody tying off an arm or something like that, cooking it up.
They even they show like a tie off, but not like an arm. You see that?
Yeah, but it takes time to do those drugs, and you get when they're done doing drugs within the span of like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like a motif. Like rather than show a process, we'll just show
like train spotting. Yeah.
Well, and you see throughout the film like things get very, very methodical. Like when Sarah goes to get the mail because she wants to. She wants to see whether or not she's been selected to appear on TV, and then she doesn't get it. And you watch the clock turn by, and she's taking sips of coffee. Like all these little things.
Her first breakfast, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
The editing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like it's hard to say. Like seeing another film that has done something like that.
Well, I read on IMDb, which, again, citation, unsure, but in a normal 100-minute movie, which that's what this is about, there's 600 to 700 cuts. There were 2,000 cuts in this film.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Because he wanted to make it seem like frantic and
super hectic.
You get that.
Yeah.
And like all the scenes where it like somebody has like lit up or they've taken something and then like they're moving around, like when they have the party scene at Marion's apartment and everyone's dancing fast and moving around quick, and then or when they Marlon Wayans goes to get the drugs that they're gonna sell. Obviously Harry, Peter's enemy, lights up.
Peter Parker?
Yeah. Lights something up or takes something, and then he's moving around, he's messing with the records, and he starts seeing something through the bedroom window, and yeah.
He goes to the bathroom, just all sorts of shit.
In the bathroom.
Burning time.
But yeah, it a very, very interesting direction. This director, though, did another film that was great that I loved, The Wrestler.
Fuck yeah, man. That movie's awesome.
That film also made me very depressed.
He's good at that.
Except this one ends on a higher note, I think.
I think you're wrong, Ty.
Well, yeah, I don't think so.
Which one has a more depressing ending? The Wrestler?
This one, Requiem.
It's not even a discussion.
Requiem.
I think
even if the Ram's heart exploded, this movie's still sadder.
Freaking Mickey Rourke in that film is so good.
Who would have thought that guy was coming back in that?
I don't know.
Man.
I remember reading like the early reviews, and I'm like, are we talking about the same person? Mickey Rourke? What?
Marissa Tomei?
Yes.
As an over-the-hill stripper, and she still is a bomb in there?
Oh, yeah. You mean Bombshell?
Either or. Whatever.
Yeah, she's a babe.
She can over my hill. The hill's my penis?
You want to keep that on the pod?
I don't know.
You have no self-respect. But the Wrestler, I had just gotten through shoulder surgery, and my brother bought that film because he thought it was about like a pro wrestler, and not like he thought it was a comedy, just he heard it was a good film, and we loved the WWF when we were younger, so we watched that, and I was like, man, this is the wrong film to be watching while you're on painkillers.
I'm a broke down piece of meat.
Pretty much is what I felt
You're
like.
Oh my god. We're all dying.
Oh, you don't get to pick any more movies.
Oh, I've got worse.
Oh, yeah. I watched Punisher Warzone.
Well, that's a different kind of sadness.
Yeah.
He's talking about like Serbian film.
Never saw a Serbian film.
I know you haven't. Don't have the
God damn it, I tried though.
the English cut.
Yep.
I'm sorry I failed you, Jake.
We need those subtitles.
I wouldn't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Even with the subtitles, I don't think I'd understand what's going on.
Or you will.
And
that'll be worse.
This film, I'm trying to think if there's a negative.
I'll say this. It's not a pro, it's not a con, but this movie's hard to watch. Like,
yes.
it isn't for everybody. Like, when I say that this is brutal and sad, I mean it. It isn't going to make you feel good.
And I honestly, when we were watching this, and I was thinking, gosh, I gotta do an entertainment scale on this. Like, I'm amazed by the movie, but like, entertainment-wise, it's like, man, that's so hard to judge for me. Like, I don't know. You're kind of looking at me like I'm crazy, but...
No, I get what you're saying. Like you judge entertainment like how enjoyable. But I understand that this isn't the most enjoyable movie. Like, you can admire it. Like, it's a well-made movie, but it's not something that you're going to rush and watch again. Like,
no.
I get that. Yeah, on the entertainment scale, it'll probably be a weird one for us to do.
Because,
I think we'll just have to each preface
why.
Why.
Or what type of entertainment, yes.
But I thought I'd say, like, we've seen, we've done stuff like Trainspotting. This is on a different level.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We've joked about that in the past, but Trainspotting is, believe it or not, kind of a lighthearted heroin movie. Like, they're doing a serious drug, but
it has its downer moments.
Yes,
but they do always somehow bring it back up.
There's
in a sense.
There's bits of comedy splashed throughout the whole thing.
Right, and it ends on a high note. This one gets lower and lower as it goes on.
Yeah, you go down the rabbit hole for sure on this one.
Like, after the tipping point that we just talked about not too long ago, like, it just keeps going.
And everything gets stepped up more and more each time. Man.
I won't call it a pro, I won't call it a con. There's a lot going on in this movie, and oftentimes, and personally myself, I found it hard to follow. I was asking you a lot of questions, like, hey, what's going on here? Are they trying to score drugs? What are they doing? Like, I think a lot of slang terminology is used, and not everybody that's privy to that kind of slang will necessarily know.
I can think of some of the parts you're talking about. And some of it is, too, like, early on, it seems like Marlon or Leto are talking really low, but, like, the music stays the same level. And so you're kind of like, okay, I'm trying to catch it. But, like, they're talking lower than the music. Then all of a sudden, they're back up over it. And so it's like, okay. So you don't quite catch everything. Because I had to ask, too. I was like, wait, what's going on here? Yeah. But the slang, too, like, when they were talking about how they actually were going to get some to then flip it, I was kind of confused at first. I wasn't sure what they were talking about.
I think it would round it out having watched it a second time. But goddamn, am I going to have to wait a while before watching this again?
Would you masturbate to this movie?
No! What? Okay.
I'm joking.
Actually, I was going to say something about that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Jennifer Connelly is sexualized in this film. But, like, it's...
Not in a good way.
Not in a good way. Because, like, you have the very first time is that scene where her and Leto are lying naked with the split screen. And they're talking about how much they love each other and, like, how she's, like... I've had other guys say it to me, but when you say it, it, like, comes alive.
Right. It means something.
Yeah. From them, I was just, like, a bang. But for you, it seems like it's real.
I love that scene.
And then there's the scene with her standing in front of the bathroom mirror and just standing there naked. Or did she have a top on?
Yeah,
she had a
top.
top.
She had a top on. She was naked, waist down. And
did 9/11.
Every time you could find a way.
By the way, Jake, was that a real bush?
I don't know.
Merkin did 9/11.
What? Merkin did 9/11?
Wow.
'Twas a muff that flew that plane.
Jeez.
What?
I don't even know what to say.
Who says 'twas in 2001?
Wait, in 2017.
9/11 happened in
No,
2017.
but why are you saying 'twas? Who said 'twas?
You're mixing our fictional Merkin suicide bomber up. No, the Merkin did 9/11.
Yes, but why you're saying 'twas in 2017?
Right. But I was voicing, like... Never mind. It's not worth
No,
explaining.
it's not.
It might get cut anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, I was going off of your blood diner
Yeah.
where you were saying that was no Merkin, that was real. So I'm just asking because you seem to be
I'm a connoisseur?
Yes.
That was the wrong word. As I picture a plate and a fork. And that's not...
The Merkin Hunter.
This guy eats pussy.
No, you eat the hair.
Just the hair. What the fuck? Oh. Another hairball.
He's trying to bring back an ancient Egyptian goddess using only pubic hair.
Wow.
Murktar.
Murktar. You know, I never know what we're going to talk about when we hit record. It's always a surprise.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'll just move on past that point then.
I don't know what to say. Could be real, could be fake. What? I don't know. I haven't tasted it.
Not with that attitude.
Let me get my time machine. You care if I have a bite of that? Why?
But then, she, next time you see her kind of even sort of naked is with the psychiatrist when she bangs him for $2,000. And you see her kind of naked when Jared Leto is imagining it.
Why are we talking about all the time she was naked? You don't even remember, do you?
We were talking about the sexual, like, her being naked, but not it being a sexualized thing.
Right.
And so I'm, like, going through and saying, like, none of these points, like, the only one where people, they have to be fucked up to actually think it is when she's, you know, banging for...
She goes to that party?
Yeah, she goes to that party and is having...
Ass to ass.
Ass to ass. Double-sided dildo.
No, it was a joke. I would hope no one's ever masturbated to this movie, or you're a level of fucked that I can't even comprehend.
That's a lot of levels of fucked.
Yeah. It's just it's not a happy movie. Like,
No.
there's
Not in any sense of the word.
There's nothing...
She seems happy, though.
Yeah, well, because she loves the drug. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she loves Harry. Like, do you want to talk about that? Do you think they love each other?
I think she does care about him.
Yeah.
And I think he does care about her. But at the same time, I think she could not be with anyone unless they could constantly provide her that drug.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't. So that's why I don't think that she loves him. And in a perfect world, they'd be together.
But the heroine's a priority.
Yeah. She's married to the heroine.
Mm-hmm.
She's dating Harry. She's married to the heroine.
I got a tie joke. What was Harry's last name?
Goldfarb?
Wynn.
Harry Wynn?
Oh.
That's how stupid I am. I had to say it out loud. Harry Wynn? It's like Sofa King Wee Todd did.
Yeah.
You know how long I yelled that? Nobody told me. In public.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You never... So you go, hey, I'm doing a reading test, and they write down a bunch of words, and they write it in a way that makes it not seem like you're yelling, I'm so fucking retarded. And it's I'm sofa, like a couch.
Yeah.
We,
King.
the name Todd, and then did.
Yeah, you've missed the king.
You forgot
in there.
king.
Sofa king.
Oh yeah, king. Yeah, I missed the king. Yeah. So I kept reading it, and I'm like, I read the words, and they're like, but you failed the test. Read it again. I'm just reading it out loud. I think we're in the food court at a mall. I'm like, I'm sofa king. We Todd did. And they're like, you really are to not understand what's happening.
How many times did it take you?
It took longer than I'd care to
Admit?
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, shit.
And then I was fucking pissed. But I deserved it. And then I learned to, well, I was going to say learn to be more careful with things, but that's not true.
I was going to say, be more careful with what you're given.
Yeah.
Like, didn't somebody hand you the phone or write it down or something?
Yeah, it was on paper.
Don't just trust anyone, Jake.
Now I don't trust anyone.
I was saying, a man offers you a ride for free. There's a catch.
It's usually his penis.
In your mouth, I know.
I catch it every time.
The ice cream is a lie.
The cake is a lie.
Well, where do we go from here?
I had a question, but I'm not going to ask it because it will get cut.
What is it?
As I say, is there anything you would do that you would suck a man's dick for?
Do we want to field that question?
No.
Well, the answer is no, yeah. Why? Do you have something
No,
you
I'm
want to
just
share?
Like, somebody offered you $1 million, you just had to suck their dick.
Man, that's a lot of money.
Do you know how many 1080 Ti's you could buy with that?
Yeah. But you sucked a man's dick. Yeah, I'd probably do it.
Cashier's check.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I don't think I'd suck a dick. Although everyone tells me to eat one. By everyone, I mean one 15-year-old girl. Triggered for life.
Just because you didn't like a movie.
Yeah. A bad movie.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck yourself.
Jeez. Do we want to go to scenes?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jake.
My favorite scenes when Harry and Tyrone are going down to Florida, and they've taken Harry to the hospital because his arm's just completely fucked, and the doctor has already noticed that, he has a giant, he's got necrosis on his arm, basically, from completely ruining his veins, shooting up. And he goes and he makes a phone call, and he calls Marion, and this theme that had been used, this musical theme throughout the movie, real, kind of simple, but, emotional, sad music is playing, and he calls her up, and he asks how she is, and she says, I'm doing okay, and she says, Harry, can you, when are you going to be back? And he said, I'll be there soon, and she goes, can you come today? And he, you can see it kind of hits him, and he's crying, and he's like, I'm going to be home soon, just wait for me, and she's kind of like, okay, you could tell that she knows he's not going to be there, and she has, I think she had a tear that ran down her face, and it was just sad, and it was their last interaction, as far as I know. There's nothing at the end of this movie to lead me to believe that they ever saw each other again, so it was, it was a sad moment of, a final kind of reaching out, and that was it.
You know what's interesting about that scene is it was shot with a real phone. So they were simultaneously being shot.
Really?
Yep. So because they want true, genuine reaction. It wasn't like he was just talking to the phone and then they filmed her later. It was simultaneous.
It was effective.
Mm-hmm.
That when I think of this movie, all the crazy shit that happens, that's the one that hits me the most.
Drew, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll say, I'd probably say the scene where, Sarah like finally like just loses it. Like she has taken way too many pills. She's sitting down in the chair and like she doesn't know what's reality and what's like make believe because she keeps seeing herself in this TV studio, people coming up putting makeup on her, and then you get to see Chris McDonald as this TV show host of this TV show she keeps watching, or this infomercial, whatever the fuck it is. And all these people are like parading around her, dancing around her all the while. She's like freaking out, she's tripping balls. And she's just terrified of everything that's going on around her. And the entire movie, like, she starts to be bothered by the refrigerator, and it keeps moving and shaking and stuff, and she always kind of glances over to make sure it's not actually doing anything. Well, in this sequence, like, it keeps getting closer and closer and closer to her, and then it finally opens up like it's going to eat her. It's just a crazy moment with so much shit going on, and really kind of shows the downward spiral someone's taking while they're addicted.
I talked about that scene a little bit where the mother is like having the realization that no one's around anymore and that everything it's a pivotal turn of the scene, and we already talked about that. So I'm actually gonna pick kind of like a second scene, and it's the one where Marlon Wayans is sitting in this limo, and he actually is doing so well at distributing that they're gonna up him in this gang. He's gonna make more money. He's gonna really help out, and like things seem to be like continuing upwards. And this is another one of those turns as it goes from summer to fall. Well, the guy who he's working for gets shot right in front of him in this limo by an undercover cop, or by an Italian hitman. Unsure, one or the other. You find out that the Italian mob has a thing going on with this other gang he was working for, and he gets arrested, thrown in jail, and shit just starts spiraling out of control because there's no more heroin in the streets. If there is, it's all the way jacked up, or Keith David's character's not selling it and he's using it to get pussy. But it just was another pivotal scene where everything seemed to be going great, and all of a sudden shit hit the fan. And it just, like, the genuine reaction from Marlon Wayans of screaming down alley covered in blood and just then getting arrested and then having to deal with the fallout of all this stuff, and then trying to get their hopes back up again. Just it changed the scene as well, and it perfectly marked when it's, because then right after that scene it says fall, and kind of is a symbolism for them falling from the high that was the summer. Or at least that's how I remember. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it says fall right after he's arrested.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to cut this. How the fuck do we want to rate this? Emotional impact?
I don't think you can rate this on an entertainment scale.
Yeah. Right. We're gonna have to change it to something. So I don't know if we all want to change it to like our own thing.
We could do that. Like, I was thinking, like, oh man, I don't know. Like,
it's tough because I can't say that it's entertaining
no.
in the traditional sense of the word. I don't know. I hadn't thought this through. How hard it would be.
I don't know.
Here's what we could do is maybe throw out the entertainment, talk about what we liked, what we didn't, but then whether we suggest a watch or not.
You want to do that?
Sure.
Just to recommend or not recommend?
Just because, and say that, we just couldn't think of how to rate this film properly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of amazing. This is the first movie where we've been like, we can't rate it on that scale.
Yeah, I know.
We made that scale thinking, hey, this will...
It was a fail-safe. Like, it was...
Because it was based on our own entertainment, but with a film that really has no... It's not... It's a profound film, but it's not entertainment. It's...
Right. You're not getting... I can't say it's not entertaining. Yeah, you're not getting enjoyment. That's a better word.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
Or what you could say is you can still grade it on the entertainment scale. Just preface the fact that it's not an enjoyable film by any sense of the word, and we're just rating it based on how good it was, like how good the film was done.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, so we've all three discussed it, and we're actually going to throw out the entertainment scale for this movie because to call it entertaining would be disingenuous, kind of.
I think so, yeah. That's a good word.
It's not, because the entertainment scale is designed with enjoyment in mind, and this is a movie that honestly not, it isn't super enjoyable in the traditional sense of enjoyment. So we're going to do recommend or not recommend, and then we might throw in like an overall rating of what we think the movie would be on, a 1 to 10.
Yeah.
So I would recommend this movie. I think it's an important movie to watch. That's why I picked it, wanted you guys to see it. I couldn't believe that neither one of you had seen it, but hopefully you got something out of it. I just think it's an important movie that kind of, highlights a real thing that goes on in the world that might not necessarily touch all of our lives, but it's real shit. Like, that's addiction. Like, it's a thing. You can get roped up in it and not even realize that it's happened to you, and I think that's really sad. But I think all the acting is phenomenal. I think the directing is great. The editing is completely insane. The music is great, super impactful. I would strongly recommend it, but it's not going to be a light watch. And if I were to rate this in terms of filmmaking, I'd give it a 9.5. It's a very well-made movie, and it leaves you with something. You don't forget this movie over time. So kind of an odd rating, but that it is what it is.
True.
This is my first time seeing this. God, this movie makes you feel like so hard, man. Like I'm glad that you prefaced that this movie was going to be as heavy as it was before going into it. This is not something to be taken lightly. I think you have to be in the right kind of mindset to kind of delve into this thing. That being said, it's not. I don't think it's for everybody. Like if you don't like depressing stuff, I don't think you're going to be into it. But I do think that there's heavy significance for this movie, and it really showcases like the downward spiral of addiction and drugs. And this movie really make me think twice about ever like popping pills or I'm sure as hell never gonna fucking shoot drugs into my arm. Jesus Christ. It's a crazy ride. Just watching everything unfold, the story, the acting's phenomenal. I can see why the Academy Awards were given out for this film. But it's just so heavy-handed. I do recommend this movie. It's a crazy piece of cinema that bravo for the director for undertaking this story and I don't know, it's nuts. But I do recommend it, and if I were to give it a rating just for filmmaking prowess alone, I'd give it a 9.3.
To go into a little background for this film, just the reviews, we didn't get into it. 78% Rotten Tomatoes, 68% Metacritic, 68. And there was one film critic who went on to say it was the second best film of the decade, behind the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which really that'd make it the fourth best film, but anyways. And it was budget around $4.5 million, and its box office was around $7.5 million.
Really? That's all it made?
It wasn't very widely released. It went to Cannes Film Festival, and then it was released in October, but I don't know how wide it was of a release. But yeah. Yeah, it says a wide release, but I don't know how much that is. For me, yeah, this film, definite recommend. This was my first time. Man, the way it shows the drug use and the effect on the lives, and like I loved how it showed the different level of effects it had, but how much it does mess up a person, and how addictive and personality changing this can be. This is not an easy watch. For some people, this is going to be a very difficult watch, but I would recommend any day of the week that you see it at least once. There are a few films on my list that I have that are like that, where I've seen them once and I'm glad I've seen them, but it would be hard to ever watch them again, and this probably falls under that category. The cinematography is great, the directing is great, the top 4 actors are wonderful to watch. There are some scenes where you're just like, wow, this is crazy shit. I can't believe this is actually in a film, and what it's representing, and it all the cuts and everything. It really just you understand the scenes so much quicker and better, knowing that okay, this guy just shot up, or this girl, and this is how they're feeling and why they're feeling this way, and it's a heavy film, but a great film, and in a non-entertainment like overall score, yeah, I'd give it a 9.5. Anything else anybody's got on this? Any closing remarks?
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like we said, it took us 60 movies to find a
Something
movie
that broke our scale.
Yeah. Which there's always an exception to the rule. So.
Yeah. This is it's a hard recommend, because like I can think of people that I know that I couldn't recommend this movie to.
Oh yeah.
But if you're into movies and you appreciate, getting a wide variety of different things, and you just want to see somebody that made something astonishing, this is a great one to watch. But you're not going to feel good.
No.
This is not a Slumdog Millionaire. It's closer to Schindler's List, I would say.
Movies are supposed to make you feel something, or good movies are supposed to make you feel something, and you definitely get that here, yeah. Whether it be good or bad.
Yes, you will absolutely feel something with this.
All right, Drew, you're up next week.
Got something more lighthearted?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Absolutely, I do.
It's Marley and me.
We received some fantastic news yesterday.
Oh God.
That we're not getting Hellboy 3, but we are getting a Hellboy reboot. And I'm finally going to make Jake sit down and watch Hellboy 2, The Golden Army.
I'm going to take a hard nap.
I actually enjoyed it.
I never saw the end of Hellboy.
I don't care.
Hey, you watch Ghost Rider 2 without seeing Ghost Rider.
Hellboy 2 is a better movie. It
is tradition.
Actually,
Hellboy 2 is better.
I think so.
Really?
I think the story's better.
I did hear they're very different.
They are very different.
I think the first one's a lot more serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second one is, I think the jokes are better, and I don't know, I think the story's better.
Selma Blair?
Yep.
Still in it.
Ron Perlman, Selma Blair.
David Hyde Pierce doesn't show up in this one, though. Because he voiced in the first one, but doesn't.
Jeffrey Tambor.
Oh.
Back.
Okay.
So, I love Hellboy.
They are two totally different films. I don't know which one I'd say I like better. The action in 2 is probably better, but I really enjoyed 1. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like them both, but I like this one better personally.
R-rated Hellboy.
Yeah.
I'm fucking stoked, dude. Oh, God.
You gonna be in the theater for that?
Hell yeah.
Drew, put your pants back on. I don't need to see that erection.
hard. It's gonna be awesome.
What if he paid you $1 million?
No.
No.
I would love to see a Ron Perlman cameo. I think that'd be great.
He could do it. He's what, 96 years old?
Yeah. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be fighting anybody. He can just roll in and say,
Just like
"Sup?"
Stan Lee
I was
does
just
in every
gonna say
fucking
it's like
film.
a Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah. He's not that old. Jesus Christ.
So I stole all his work.
Jeez. All right.
Fuck you, Jack Kirby.
I think that made your best creation a Nazi now. How does that make you feel?
Oh my god.
So
He did do that.
Pissing
on his grave.
Which, did you see Marvel was like, let's not overreact here. Captain is a very important part. Let's let this play out before we, fly off the handle. They had to come out and like release a statement saying like they support the guy, but it's because they're saying let the thing play out. Don't jump to conclusions.
And then Chris Evans was spotted with a swastika tattoo on his neck because he's a method actor. Whoops, that wasn't canon. Fuck. Yeah, that never happened. Don't sue me, Chris Evans.
We actually like you, Chris. I do. Jake is oddly silent.
I was just thinking, Mr. I have a thing for butt ugly girls. He's okay in my book. He did that movie.
That's the
really, after all the Captain Americas, he did also do Fantastic Four, yes, but...
No, not another teen movie. He can do whatever he wants.
Okay.
JD Briggs has got a gun.
We just want to talk. Get the taser.
She's got paint on her overalls. And a ponytail.
glasses.
That fucking movie.
That's a great movie.
There's only a few movies I will genuinely laugh until I cry, and that's one of those movies.
Oh.
I can't believe no one's ever taken a shit on your chest.
Will you
I'm
take a shit on
appalled.
my chest? Oh.
This is a weird ending.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be,
quoting not another teen movie.
Yeah. The movie that most people think is completely stupid.
I love that movie.
Put your heads on my shoulder.
You're my sister.
Only by blood.
She was hot. In a weird way.
Are you saying you'd be attracted to your sister?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You guys want to end this or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, I think that'll do it for this week. Like, share, subscribe.
YouTube, Libsyn, iTunes.
Podcast Addict.
Yeah.
Download any of your favorite podcasts there.
Send us a tweet.
Or a message, a recommendation.
Email.
Yeah.
A letter.
Fan art.
Yeah.
Since they've never seen us?
Yeah. Well, I meant more of Leslie Jones and...
Oh.
That's a throwback right there.
Not as happy anymore. I had a smile at first. Yeah, send us a drawing of what you think we look like.
Oh, God.
That's going to be scary.
That would be. All right, I think...
Here's his dungeon.
Jeez. Here's my well. Here's the steeple. Look inside and see all the children.
It doesn't rhyme.
That sounds scary and creepy, too.
The chicks never came.
The girls never came. And that's something that many women have said to Jake.
Yeah. All right.
All right, that'll do it for this week. I'm Ty.
Jake.
I'm Drew.